So my name is Moses Sape. I am 21 years of age and I come from Jersey in the Channel Islands. I signed up for the expedition because I've always, well not always, but especially for the last 5 years, been getting involved with a lot of charity. I also am very interested in international development as well as international humanitarian aid. And from this, I followed Jersey Overseas Aid as an organisation quite closely. I took a gap year out and saw that during this gap year that the JOA had actually had an opportunity available sometime in March to go to Kenya and build sand dams. I studied a little bit about sand dams when I was doing my course at university, and I'd also done some studying on Kenya as a country too, which I found really interesting. So it seemed ideal for me. It came at a really good time in my life, so I applied for it and I've really enjoyed it so far. My experience has been pretty amazing. At some points sort of overwhelming, but never in any sort of negative way. I think I've really enjoyed talking to the local community here, understanding their way of life and just how dependent or centred around water it really is. It sort of contextualises the work which we do here, and I think I can speak for the rest of the group when I say that it makes us work that much more harder. Working alongside the Mulunga self-help group, it's been really interesting. I think there's some sort of saying that humour is the universal language, and I definitely think that's true with Mulunga. They're really funny, all incredibly nice, and it helps that they're also amazing cooks. I think I regularly look forward to the lunch which is served here. But yeah, they're all lovely, amazing people, and they've got great music taste too. I think what I learned more so about sand dams wasn't necessarily how they functioned, but more so just the extent of the impact, the positive impact, which they have on the local communities around them. Visiting a local community which the Jersey Overseas Aid helped in 2023, it's really interesting to see the entire sort of river valley terraced and plants being planted, all over the valley, which, prior to 2 years ago wouldn't have been ever an option. And, with all that generated income, with all of that time saved not retrieving water, it really came across when speaking to the locals of that community just how impactful the sand dam was and how genuinely happier they are now. Yeah. I think one of my personal highlights was when we visited that community that Jersey Overseas Aid had built a dam with in 2023. I think seeing the impact from that gives me a lot of hope for what the sand dam with the Mulunga community could achieve. I think especially at the end when that community who we visited danced and sort of thanked us, it really made me quite sort of emotional because it seemed to have made such a tangible difference. And I hope that the work with the Mulunga Sand self-help group can achieve the same thing. Say you'd obviously have to do it. I think anyone who would want to should. I think you'll push yourself physically. I think you'll think about a lot of things which potentially you may not in a day-to-day sort of context. And I think really you'll learn a lot about yourself